Good day, YouTube. I want to thank you so much. What the fuck, bro? What am I saying? I want to thank all of you I wanna thank you all so much for watching my videos, and the Game Engine series has like gathered around 1,000 views in the past 2 weeks, which is a big thing for me. And forgive my voice, like I have fever and stuff like that. Just I'm sick, okay? So let's just continue our Game Engine series, and the first thing that we're gonna do today is we're gonna make a game on our Game Engine. So how are we gonna do that? Let's see how are we doing stuff right now. Right now we have this engine and it just compiles an executable and we can run it. But we don't want that, bro. This is a game, okay? When somebody makes a game, the game runs. We don't do unity.exe when we ship a game. We say the game name.exe. So the game should be the executable, and this should have access to all of the things in the engine. And how are we gonna do that is we're gonna compile this as a library, okay, a static library, and then we're gonna link it to the game class, to the game library, the executable, whatever, okay. And the other thing is we're gonna have an editor too, and it's gonna be an executable as well, and it will have all the functions of engine, but we don't want the editor to be included in the game class. Sorry for my English, I'm just a pastime in my brain right now. So the first changes we're gonna do is in the engine class. So we're going to rename this class to the game class, and then the other project will have access to this engine, this game class, and it will derive on that, and we can have an object of, just a pointer of that class in our entry point. So let's get started. Firstly, let's just rename this to game class. So we'll have this create game defined in our game, and it will create a game for us and just return that, okay? Now that we changed the name of our game class, we also have to change the friend class here and change it to game. And the other thing that I want to do is change this name from time to mini time, because Windows is case insensitive, so sometimes it can take it as this file, which is time.h. And if you have that in your project included, then it's gonna be having a conflict with this. That's why I'm gonna rename this to mini time. This class is also going to be included in our game, so to avoid the definition of this static values, many times we're just going to have this in its CPP file. Let's also make a destructor which will be virtual. So now what we want to do is make a new folder for our new project. That's going to be the test game, which is going to be the game for now. So let's just make a new folder here. And let's make a test game.cpp. Now we need to access these things from the game engine. So for that, we can just make a new header file, and in that we can have all of those files that we want to access from our game, and we can just include that header file and it will be all good for us. So the user can include this header file miniengine.h, and it will get the accessibility to all of these other things like game class and the time class. We have the mini engine file. Now we need the entry point to know about this test game. And we're gonna do that. Firstly, let's just change this to an header file. So now what we want is this game will be created somewhere else, like in this file. And for that to happen, we can use a keyword called extern, which means that this thing is defined somewhere outside. If we try to run it now, it will give an error because this thing is not defined anywhere, and we also know nothing about the test game. So let's just edit our CMake file to have this test game as an executable because it's a game and the engine like a static library. So let's just do that. So from the last time, what I've just done is change the name of all of these lists from extra includes and extra libs to just includes and libs. Okay, so that's the only change. Now let's start editing our CMake file. We're also giving the access of all the core files of our game engine to the game, because when we want to add some file like suppose entry point, then we can just say hashtag include entry point rather than specifying the whole path. Okay, and then we link this library to ours. We also need to update the name of this time.h file because now we named it to mini-time.h. Okay, so now for this to work properly, we have to delete this project and make a new one using CMake. So now you see that we have the test game, but if we run it right now, we'll get errors because what we have referenced in the main of our entry point is not defined anywhere in the create game. So let's just do that. And this whole thing is from like the Cherno's game engine series and where he creates the application, because I did that the whole game engine series in the past year, and I just think that to my knowledge this is a good practice of doing this. So let's try and run this. You can see it works. We have our game, and through our game we are accessing the engine files and we are running the game. In the next video we're gonna start making a logger for our game, and after that we're gonna do so many new things. So thank you so much for watching this one too. I know I'm not good with any of this, but I'm just trying my best. So any criticism is appreciated. Take care, guys.